Physiotherapy, which is also known as physical therapy, is one of the fields of medicine that specializes in the use of physical modalities in the treatment of disease conditions, be it congenital, genetic, diseases of the body that comes with aging, metabolic diseases, fractures, and degenerative diseases. Globally, September 8th of every year is set aside as World Physiotherapy Day, which is meant to raise awareness about this important branch of medicine, physiotherapy. It is also a day when the World Physiotherapy community come together to honor one another and brainstorm on the way forward, as well as foster unity among members. World Physiotherapy also used the day as a focal point to assist its member organizations to advance their knowledge and promote the profession and acknowledge what physiotherapists do for patients and the society at large. Physiotherapists in Ogun State gathered together at the June 12 Cultural Center, Kutu Abeokuta, to join their colleagues all over the world to mark the year 2022 edition of the World Physiotherapy Day with the theme Osteoarthritis. The wife of the state governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, who was the chairperson of the occasion, described the work of physiotherapists as the one that could not be ignored in the medical practice. Mrs. Abiodun said the celebration would raise awareness about the critical value of physiotherapists at keeping people healthy.
Our work and lifestyle has a lot to do with the onset of osteoarthritis. And also, I learned that with proper education and therapy, we can live healthy lives well into old age, even with osteoarthritis. Many of us here today are engaged in physically demanding jobs, while others have jobs that require us to be in one place for a long time. In Nigeria, it is reported that we have more than 1.5 million cases of osteoarthritis in a year. That is 1.5 million recorded cases. We have the unrecorded cases. It is a critical issue that must be addressed amongst our people. And the main reason why we are here today. Physiotherapy has been proven to help with learning disabilities and maximize the potential of children. Even with our schools in general, I hope that we will be able to create awareness among students, teachers, and parents to receive evidence-based advice on safe participation in sports and exercise. I hope to work with society to actualize these objectives in the coming months.
Series of lectures on the theme osteoarthritis were given by different speakers at the event, which include Dr. Kolawole Fadaunsi. He spoke generally on osteoarthritis.
Have you ever wondered why on some cold days you feel so much pain in your joints? Have you ever wondered why some days you wake up and you feel like you're tied with some ropes and chains to your bed? You can't even move. Your joints are so stiff. We call it morning stiffness. We'll come into that. Have you ever wondered why you have some power of imagination in you? You want to do something briskly, but the powers in the joints swallow up your power of imagination. You can't even do some things. You can't even move the way you used to move before. You bend down, you're coming up, cracky sounds all over your joints. Have you ever wondered why? The reasons behind all these whys we're talking about today, and that is osteoarthritis. What is osteoarthritis? Osteoarthritis is a non-inflammatory degenerative joint disease characterized by degeneration of the articular cartilages and formation of new bones called osteophytes or bone spurs. In every joint, most cerebral joints have cartilages at the ends of the bones that are written there. Cartilages are meant to distribute weight. They are meant to protect your joints, but when they are growing out, we have something to call bone spurs. You see them growing. As your cartilage is growing out, bone spurs are growing. And bone spurs or osteophytes, what they do is they limit the movement of your joints. They create pain. You have cracky sounds in the joints, damaging the joints. Now, epidemiology. We have OA affects about 520 million people globally. That is massive, if you ask me. It is massive. It is the 11th most debilitating disease around the world, causing moderate to severe disability in 43 million people, and that is much. In developed nations like the US, is that a lot of money is spent to take care of them. About $195 billion is spent on taking care of people living with disability caused by osteoarthritis. I mean, that's a lot of money they're supposed to use for other things. Could be education, could be whatsoever. But spending all that on one type of disability, I think it's a lot. Now, facts and figures. Facts and figures. Now, 1 out of every 5 adults have osteoarthritis at every different stage. 1 out of every 5 adults. That is much. That is much. If you group 5 people down, 1 of them must have osteoarthritis. More common in women than in men. I can give you 2 reasons for that. That is why it's more common in women than in men. One is the reason menopause. Menopause. When women get to menopause, they have reduced production of estrogen. That's the female sex hormone. Their estrogen production is reduced. Estrogen, what it does is it lubricates the joints. It gives good health to your to the structures in your joints. The synovial sheath, the cartilage and everything. It gives good health to them. But when there's reduced production of estrogen, then they begin to have a poor health, breaking down of the cartilages and the bones in your joints. So that is one reason. The other reason is obesity. Well, women in the house, I don't want to offend you, but I think it's reality. It is just natural that women are more obese than men. Is that not so? Yeah? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. So weight, your weight on your joints, especially the weight bearing joints, it's a lot of issue. When you have a lot of weight, pressing down on your cartilages and other tissues in your joints, they will break down the cartilages, and then you are, going to have osteoarthritis. Those are the 2 reasons I can give you for that.
Dr. Fumilola Akinlami lectured the audience at the event on diet and osteoarthritis.
We have what we eat. I don't know if you understand that language, that we are what we eat. Diet is the amount of food you take into your body system. Then the nutrition itself is how the body will now utilize the food you are taking in. If I ask a lot of us that are sitting down here, we all have poor diet, especially the Yorubas. We eat more of carbohydrates than any other ones that are important in the body system. And when we're talking about a balanced diet, you look into the protein, we look into the fat, we look into the carbohydrates, then we look into the vitamins and the minerals. But if we put it on a range, the carbohydrate is always much more than in other ones. Let's look into it. How do we have stroke? How do we have osteoarthritis? How do we have diabetes? How do we have high blood pressure? What we eat will determine how your old age is going to be. Let me tell you, diabetes is not cured. You can only manage the person. Osteoarthritis, you can't cure it. We only manage the pain and make you live better. So when you want to take your meal, take it 2 options. I want to eat to live, or I want to eat to die. It's 2 options. Always have that at the back of your mind. When you want to eat, you have a big bowl of rice, no single vegetable on that food. And then there is plantain that has sugar in it, with orobo that is sweating. And then you put it, that same person is working in an office that they do not even stand up from their sitting position for hours. So tell me, is that person helping him or herself? Please, we need to take this into, because see, the level we are going into the health sectors, we can see how people will just slump and die. It's getting rampant now. Cardiac arrest. not yet 50, but I can tell you since over 10 years ago, I don't take cold water. I take normal room temperature water. Why? When you take cold drink or water, I've treated a patient with stroke. He's a driver. He was driving and he felt like, okay, he's really thirsty and he wants to take water. He took a very chilled Pepsi and he's an hypertensive patient. Immediately he had stroke. When you take cold drinks, it's going to increase the rate at which your heart will work. And if already the heart is compromised, if you are lucky, you have stroke. But if you are unlucky, cardiac arrest and death.
Also, the wife of the former president of Nigeria, Chief Mrs. Bola Obasanjo, tutored the participants how to age gracefully with right diet.
Also the teens, they've been saying since. I will just round it up with something which we call dream. For you to live a healthy life, and then I will give you some steps of what to do. The meaning of this dream is DREMS. D is for diet. As we've heard, what you eat is what you are. Eat less protein, a lot of vegetable, fruits, snack on nuts, and walnuts as we've been told. Anything that is bitter will do your body good. Then rest. I told you about dream. Rest. Don't let your body tell you to rest before you rest. If you feel dozing off, get up. Go and sleep. Don't force yourself on anything. It's very important to rest. Exercise. Walking is very good. At times it's even a lot better when two people are working together. You will go extra mile. Chatting, discussing, you are just walking. Shedding the weight is good for your body.
Earlier in our welcome address, the chairman of the program, local organizing committee, Dr. Fumilola Akinlami, took time to take the audience into the world of physiotherapy and the choice of the theme for the year 2022.
Physiotherapy is known as a field of physical therapy. It's one of the fields of medicine which specializes in the use of physical modalities in treatment of disease conditions, be it congenital birth deformity, genetic diseases of the body that comes with aging. As we are growing, so our systems are growing. Metabolic diseases, fractures and degenerative diseases, osteoarthritis, which is the theme of this program. Physiotherapy helps restores movement and functions of the body when affected by injury, diseases, illness, or disability. The World Confederation for Physiotherapy set aside the day to honor and emphasize the handwork of physiotherapists across the globe and their vital roles in restoring the health of patients through various physiotherapy tailored skills to suit each and individual patient's requirements.
The Director of Physiotherapy and Medical Rehabilitation in Ogun State Hospital's Management Board, Dr. Abdulsuraj Olabamiro, gave historical background on physiotherapy as a profession.
Every 8th of September is marked as World Physiotherapy Day, which is an opportunity for physiotherapists from around the world to raise awareness about the professional crucial commitment to keeping people safe, mobile, and healthy. In 1996, the World PT Day was declared to be September 8th, which means the celebrations that are going to be actually commenced in 1996, and this date was in coincidence with the establishment of physical therapy in 1951. The day is marked worldwide by the physiotherapy community to show their unity and solidarity. It's also an opportunity to appreciate the work physiotherapy do for their patients and the society at large.
Dignitaries and well-wishers at the event, which include the State Head of Service, Dr. Nafiu Aigoro, gave their goodwill messages to felicitate the physiotherapist and emphasized on the importance of the profession.
Healthcare is a teamwork, and I personally, as an orthopedic surgeon, hardly see a patient without the physical therapy components. I usually tell them most of the patients in physiotherapy department, 80-90% are actually my patients. So we work closely together, and I really want to use this occasion to actually thank them. Whatever Dr. Aidoro has done for some patients is a shared responsibility, and I really want to thank the physiotherapy in the house. Because there's no way an orthopedic surgeon can be successful without actually having a good physical therapist backing me up.
Physiotherapy is an essential branch of medicine. Even those of us who are laymen know that, and we acknowledge that. And as we age, the bones and cartilages definitely wear down or wear out, just like our vehicle engines. So to that extent, there is need for public awareness on the essence of physiotherapy and the need to embrace the therapy in this field of medicine.
The Ogun State Cultural Troupe entertained the audience with a light drama.
And I will not kill myself. So this exercise is very serious one, because Nigeria's Society of Physiotherapists are celebrating the World Physiotherapy Day, and we are going to walk and walk down to Kemoso. Hey, Mama, have you heard of wear and tear diseases? Wear and tear diseases.
Wash and wear, or what did you call it? Have you started selling Okirika? Me, I don't know. I don't have any wash and wear.
Hey, Mama, Okirika, Bitibawo. I am talking about osteoarthritis diseases, the one that affects and damage our joints. Mama, that is it, Mama. Mama, you need to exercise your body. Hey, because you should not be too obese, Mama.
Hey, let me tell you. Me, I don't have time. Well, my own exercise. Everybody, let me ask you. And you, when you do your exercise, don't you sweat?
Of course, I sweat.
All of you too, when you do your exercise, don't you sweat? Well, my own exercise is to prepare a very big bowl of hot eba. Benny. And immediately I finish eating that eba, you will see sweat all over my body. That is my exercise.
Mama, I'm not saying food is not good to the body, but excess of food is bad. Mama, when last have you exercised? Tell me.
You see, I don't have time. I don't have time for running around everywhere. My own is to eat
There's a program. You are not okay. There's a X work today. You are going and you must go. See, because the first lady, the wife or the first lady is going to attend the program.
That is, we call her Orente.
She will attend the program. And guess what? The cultural troop are going to grace the event. Hey, Mama, let's go and walk. Let's go. You walk, out.
Jen Strides caught up with some professionals and some people who spoke on their knowledge of physiotherapy.
You will agree with me that as we age, most people will have arthritis. And apart from that, even young ones do have arthritis. There are so many things, so many diseases that can cause arthritis. And physiotherapy is an arm of medicine that deals with physical therapy. It is not all ailments that we have to use drugs for. There are some ailments that with physical manipulation of our body, we get well. And that is what the physiotherapists do. So it is just to create awareness that we have some diseases across, globally, that could be treated just by, physically, manipulating our bodies. And it's been something that is accepted worldwide. So each day is set aside, just like we have in other diseases, to create awareness. Let people know, because it's what you know that you would avail yourself of. So most people don't know, but this education and publicity will make more people know, and they will avail themselves of this opportunity, of this kind of treatment.
Physiotherapy is all about physical treatment of disease, musculoskeletal problems like neck problem, back problem. I'm talking of the common things that people know now. When you have paralysis, when you have pain in your neck, in your back, in your knee, like osteoarthritis, that is joint degeneration. When you have degeneration of joints, like in the hip, like in the knee, it could also happen in the neck too, which is what we call neck problem as well. So we use physical means to treat. That is physiotherapy. We can use light, we can use water, we can use some stimulation using some machines as well, in layman's language. We've been having some advocacy, health talks and things like that to enlighten our people.
We have so many courses, but the ones that are general, those are the ones I will mention. One is age. As we age, our joint age. As we age, all the structures in our body, they age. So age is one of the major factors that causes this particular condition. Another one is sex. Research has shown that it's common in female than male. It's common in female more than male. Research has shown that it's common. Another one is diet, what we're taking. Like lack of vitamin D, lack of vitamin C, will make our bone to age faster. It makes the structure in our bone to age faster. Another one is our activity, the type of job we do. It's common in some jobs that are highly demanding. It depends on the part of the joint. Like for example, it affects typists because they make use of their fingers often. Like farmer, they bend, most of the things they do bend. So it depends on your activity. So your job, what you do, is a factor too.
There is no doubt that physiotherapy is important to the wellness and well-being of the people in our communities. With the celebration of the World Physiotherapy Day, knowledge of physiotherapy will further increase, which will enable people to embrace it more.